Oh my God, I can't believe that happened. I cannot believe. I'm lost for words. Wow. I can't believe that just happened. For years, man, it's been like this for years. It will continue to be like this for years. The clutchest player on the Baltimore Ravens. It's nobody on the defense. It's nobody on the offense. That includes Lamar. No. The clutchest player on the Baltimore Ravens is one man, and he wears number 9. Justin Tucker, who, at this point, we got to have that argument. Is he the greatest kicker of all time? He may not be the most accomplished. That's Vinatieri. But Tucker, you might have to give him that. He might actually be the greatest kicker of all time. This man saved us in this game. Now, before we get into all that, I have to say this for the Lions fans that are definitely pissed off. I have to acknowledge this because it is my job to keep it real. Lions fans, I'm sorry. The refs definitely screwed you over. I was looking at the replay there, and, on that last play with like 11 seconds left, when Lamar threw it out of bounds, that should have been a call for a delay of game. There was clear as day. The clock was at 0. They should have called a delay of game. They didn't. The snap came off. Lamar threw it out of bounds, and that's when Tucker came in and kicked that field goal. So the Lions got screwed over there. They had this game. That should have been a 5-yard penalty. Now, I don't know if Lamar and the others get into better field goal range or worse field goal range. I don't know. But at the end of the day, that 5-yard penalty should have been called. No question, it should have been called. That was a delay game. The Lions got screwed over. I hate when the refs do that. And I have to acknowledge that, because if it was our team that got screwed over like that, we would be yelling and so angry and pissed off that the refs screwed us over. So the Lions got screwed over by the refs. Let's not forget that. That delay of game, that was crucial. That was a crucial moment. They should have called it, but they didn't. So I have to acknowledge that. I'm so sorry, Lions fans. That being said, Justin Tucker, clutch 66-yard field goal. Let's get into this whole game because this was a mess. Like I told you guys in my preview, this was a trap game. The Ravens were at an all-time high after beating the Chiefs. To play a team like Detroit, the trap was going to happen. And I knew it was going to happen. It was already a bad omen when Justin Tucker missed that 49-yard field goal early in the game. That's when we knew, okay, this looks like it's going to be that type of game here where the Ravens struggle. And it was. And the sad part is they were struggling on the execution. Now, first quarter, the play calling was not good. For about half this game, the play calling was not good. And I was calling out Greg Roman on the predictable play calling in the first quarter. But after that, when it got to the second quarter, he started mixing it up. They started testing out the secondary of the Lions, which is exactly what I said they need to do. The Lions secondary is banged up. Test these guys out. And that's what Lamar started to do. And let me tell you, man, in the second quarter, that was the best quarter for Lamar. And the unfortunate part about that was the guys weren't hitting it. The second quarter was the best quarter for him, and he should have had more points than he had there. Now, of course, he had that beautiful touchdown that he threw to Devin Duvernay in the back of the end zone, who managed to get open. That was a beautiful route by him. Managed to get open, got both feet down, got the touchdown. That was nice there. But more than that, Lamar was throwing some beautiful passes, man. People keep saying Lamar can't throw. We point to these as examples. It's not that Lamar can't throw, it's that his receivers aren't catching. Lamar threw a perfect pass to Sammy Watkins on the go route, and Sammy couldn't haul it in. He couldn't make the catch. Now, to be fair, the ball was partially tipped by the defender because that was good defense. But the ball still hit Sammy Watkins' hands and it bounced up a little. He should have made that catch. He's a veteran. He's made tougher catches than that. He should have made that catch. But that was a beautiful throw by Lamar. It was perfect. That might actually have been the best pass he threw all day, because that was a go route straight on the sideline. A throw people say Lamar Jackson can't make. He threw that right there on the money in stride. Sammy Watkins couldn't make the catch. Another throw to Hollywood. He was at the back of the end zone on a crossing route. Lamar threw it right on the money. Perfect throw by Lamar Jackson. Hollywood Brown could not haul it in. It was partially tipped again, but it was right in his hands. It was right in his hands for a second. He should have grabbed it and hauled it in. Went out of his hands. That's a drop. Another play when we're trying to score just before halftime. Hollywood Brown again, Lamar Jackson going deep to Hollywood. He has a step on the defender. If he makes this catch, he's going the distance because it's just a foot race at that point. Lamar threw a perfect ball to Hollywood Brown in stride right here. Hollywood couldn't make the catch. Another drop for Hollywood, which could have potentially been a touchdown. But that's not the end of it. To make matters worse, they end up getting down the field. 3rd and 7, just before halftime again. Lamar, he rolls to his left and throws a beautiful ball, another dime to Hollywood, who got behind the defense. He makes this catch. That's a touchdown. That's 6. He drops that pass. What are you doing? Hollywood in the first half was bad. I mean, just bad. Dropping passes he's not supposed to drop. Receivers, we had 5 drops in the first half. 1 by Andrews, 1 by Sammy Watkins, 3 by Hollywood Brown, which at this point people don't even want to call him Hollywood. They'll just call him Marquise Brown because he had 3 drops. He shouldn't have the name Hollywood. That's how a lot of people are going to feel. Call him however you want to call him. But the man had 3 drop passes, and all 3 of those passes could have gone the distance for a touchdown. 2 of those were touchdown passes. The second one could have gone the distance. It would have been a foot race, but Hollywood had the speed, so he could have made it. So yeah, perfect throws by Lamar in the second quarter. Dropped. Drop pass after drop pass after drop pass after drop pass. So we end up going into halftime with way less points than was supposed to be. We go into halftime up 13-0. Second half was a complete disaster because we couldn't score. We couldn't score. We put up 3 up until the final drive where Tucker hits that clutch 3. What am I talking about basketball? Clutch field goal to get us the win. Up until then, we put up 3 points on offense. We couldn't finish drives. We couldn't get anything going. Still some drop passes. Still some bad mistakes. Just couldn't get anything going. Later on in the game, Lamar had Mark Andrews, who, by the way, Mark Andrews had a great day, over 100 yards receiving for him, so he had a great day. Besides the 1 drop, he had a great day. But yeah, Lamar looking for Andrews in the end zone, who got open again. He was open in the end zone. They couldn't connect. Sammy Watkins beforehand, it was on like 2 previous plays. Lamar goes deep to Sammy Watkins, and he couldn't locate the ball. I mean, what are we doing, guys? We're going for these deep shots. This is the best opportunity. How often do our receivers get behind the defense? This might be the most amount of times I've seen our receivers get behind the defense so far. They were so consistently getting behind the line secondary. It was crazy. But they just weren't making the catches. They weren't connecting. So yeah, we get nothing with that. 3 points in the second half by our offense. We fell for the trap, man. We fell for the trap hard. Defensively, they did their job in the first half. So, I mean, we don't really got to talk about that. They did their job in the first half. Second half, they started to break down. At some point, it's like, they're not going to be able to hold on. Now, of course, the running defense in this game for the Ravens was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. The Lions are not a good running team. They struggle to run the football. So the fact that Swift was able to consistently run on our defense, that just shows that we were bad. However, we all understood that our run defense wasn't going to be great because we have guys missing. Obviously, we know both, Williams and Houston and Ferguson and Matabike are all on the reserve list, and they had to, because of, they're on the reserve list because of that situation, which I don't want to get into. But because we dealt with that last year, and I'm hoping this won't be a consistent thing this year. But yeah, they got put on the reserve list, and we had to activate guys off the practice squad. So yeah, they didn't exactly do the best in terms of stopping the run. They struggled with that, and that caught up to us in the second half, where they were just marching down the field. Meanwhile, in the second half, they made Jared Goff look like a top 5 quarterback because he just completed pass after pass after pass after pass after pass. Like, dude, first half they were stopping him. Second half he couldn't miss. All his passes were on target. He kept hitting. Defense kept giving up gaping holes, allowing them to pick up first downs on screen passes. I mean, defense in the second half didn't do their job. They didn't do their job. They held up for as much as they could, but they didn't do their job. So basically in the second half, if you've been keeping up, we got outscored 17-3 in the second half. 17-3. We fell for the trap. We really did fall for the trap. Like, I was just watching this in the live stream, and I'm like, this really feels like we're falling for the trap. It's getting closer to that. We're falling for the trap. So now we're in the fourth quarter, of course, going down continue to fall for the trap, can't get anything going. Meanwhile, you see the Lions going down the field scoring, and then, again, they make it, a 16-14 game at some point. And then we get the ball back, and Lamar himself, who in this game, for most of this game, was looking sharp, was making accurate throws. They just weren't being completed because his guys weren't catching the ball. But for most of this game, Lamar was good up until this point, where on third down, I don't know what he was thinking. Sometimes Lamar, this is the one thing about Lamar that can be problematic, which is a good and bad thing. He's always trying to make a play. And it's not a bad thing to try and make a play, but sometimes you got to understand when a play is dead. The play was dead. Throw the ball out of bounds, take a sack, let it go. The pressure's right there, Lamar. But instead, he chooses, he's going to continue to try and make a play. He's going to try to force something downfield. So what he ends up doing is he ends up throwing the ball across the field. It's a jump ball. He throws a jump ball to Hollywood Brown across the field, and he gets picked off. I mean, what is Lamar even doing in that situation? That was a stupid decision by him, and that could have cost us the game. In fact, probably should have cost us the game, because these guys go down the field being down 16-14. They go down the field. Defense still can't make stops. They get into field goal range, kick the field goal, take the lead, 17-16. Here we go. So now it's a minute left in the game. We get the ball back, and things don't look good. First down, nothing going. Second down, here comes a sack. Third down, nothing going. Lamar continues to run to his right, nothing there. He ends up getting pushed out of bounds. Now it's 4th and 19. 4th and 19, game on the line, and somehow Lamar takes a snap. He stands back there, continues to stand back there, and somehow he found Sammy Watkins down the field that put us near field goal range. It put us within the range because it put us into Lions territory. So that was a clutch throw by Lamar, a clutch catch by Sammy Watkins. Overall, just a clutch play by them. So they get the ball, and then they spike the ball, 11 seconds left, and then that horrible situation, which again, Lions fans, I feel bad for. Y'all got screwed over on that. A horrible delay of game that was missed. Should have been called, but instead it wasn't. They get the snap off, they throw the ball out, and now they send out Justin Tucker for the 66-yard field goal. Now, when he came on the field, I was sitting there in the chat thinking, I was sitting there in the chat telling the guys, like, this feels eerily similar to how that Monday Night Football game went against the Lions in 2013. We struggled throughout the entire game to get anything going. All we could do was settle for field goals, and it came down to Tucker making a clutch 61-yard field goal to win the game. We got put in that exact same situation here. Tucker's coming on the field, 66-yard field goal, and it's like, is he going to be able to make that? That's 66 yards. I mean, I know he's made like 70-yard field goals in practice, but this is 66 yards for the game in crunch time. He's going to be perfect with this kick. And I'm sitting here praying, but I say to the chat clearly, I don't know if he's going to make this. If it was 61, I think he can make it again. But 66, no one's made a 66-yard field goal. But Tucker being the clutchest kicker in NFL history, arguably, though people are going to give it to Vinatieri because he's more accomplished. But Tucker being the clutchest kicker, at least in the league right now, he makes that 66-yard field goal, and I couldn't believe it. I lost my mind. It was crazy. The fact that he got that done in that moment, it's clear as day. The clutchest player on the Ravens is Justin Tucker. With the game on the line, if we need a field goal to win, we can trust Tucker because he zones in. He's built for these moments. So Tucker hits that field goal, and we escape Detroit with the victory. We found a way to escape. We survived the trap game. I don't know how we did it, but we survived the trap game. So good for us there, but man, we should have lost that game. We really should have lost that game. I feel for the Lions. They feel like they got cheated. They definitely did because that should have been a delay of game call. But refs miss calls all the time. It's tough, but I got to feel for them, man. Because if that happened to the Ravens, I'd be pissed. It is what it is. It's part of the game. But yeah, the Ravens found a way to win. They survived thanks to Justin Tucker coming up clutch. He gets the field goal, and we're 2-1 on the season. Now, overall, offensively, there were struggles throughout the game. Play calling was inconsistent. It was inconsistent, and at some time, no, I wouldn't say sometimes. I would say about half the time. Let me give a specific time. Half the time, the play calling wasn't good. The other half, it was, but the execution wasn't good. That's what I'm trying to say, because I'm like, what am I thinking here? It's not sometimes, it's half. So it was definitely half. Half the time the play calling was good on offense, the other half it wasn't. Overall, it was just inconsistent. That's just the best word to put it. It was inconsistent. Defensively, first half they were doing their job. Second half, I don't know what that was. They just couldn't stop the run. Also, we suffered 2 more injuries here with Deshaun Elliott and Dalen Haynes. Haynes, he suffered an ankle injury. He's going to be fine. I don't remember what Deshaun Elliott's injury was, but it looks like he's also going to be fine. So, yeah, it sucks to deal with injuries. But, yeah, we found a way to get a win. This was an ugly win. This was a disgusting win in a game that we shouldn't have been close in, a game we should have blown these guys out. But a win is a win, you know. These wins add up. These wins definitely add up. So we found a way to get it done. I'm not going to be mad. At the end of the day, we did what we needed to do to get the job done, and we won. So, yeah, that was just an ugly win, guys. Ravens get the win. We get the 19-17 win. Let's get out of Detroit before they try to... Let me not say that. But let's just get out of Detroit before the fans start going ballistic, and let's just move on to Denver. Getting the win, it was a tough, ugly win, but we got it done. But, yeah, we managed to get it done. That's all I can really say. With that being said, let's move past this ugly, ugly game. Let's fix some things, a lot of things, and let's move on to week 4. With that being said, that is all I got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace. Go Ravens! What a kick by Tucker.